Joining you live here. Let's see, I'm getting a different message. What is this saying? Okay, I think that's okay. It is time for our July Technique Club class. This is a class that I love. It's near and dear to my heart to join you live every month with a technique class. This is a club that you can join, and it runs for 10 months, and it's there's lots of perks to being in the club. One of them is getting this amazing card kit in the mail from myself here in Canada. I am Rose Coleman, independent demonstrator here in Canada, and I actually partner with my friend Christine Bertram with this class. So if you live in the United States and you would like this class, you can get this monthly class from her, or if you live in Canada, you can reach out to me and join my monthly class here. And there are lots of perks, membership perks, when you sign up for 10 months. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Marie. Thank you for being here. When you join this class at the end of 10 months, you are going to get some hostess credits, some gifts from Christine and I. You get, hi Gail, a shopping spree, a half price item of your choice. There's a lot of perks to being in this club. It is a free with purchase club. Hello again, Krista. Thank you for being here with me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. I'm just checking on the computer to see if I can see that I'm live. It's kind of a different setup for me, but I love it. I love to join you and share something new, hopefully something new. Hopefully you can learn something today. Let me just see here if I can pull up on my computer so I can see your comments a little easier on the computer here. Okay, so today we're going to be, first off, I wanted to say thank you, a huge thank you to all of the current club members. I'm going to do a roll call, a thank you to all of you who have joined mine and Christine's class. So I teach this class for everyone. The replay is here for everyone to watch. Of course, those who are in the club have received packages. The packages, hot pink package from me and a package from Christine. Christine has 24 people signed up for this class. I'm going to do a roll call of her class attendees to say thank you to you all and welcome, whether you're here joining me live or you're coming back to watch the replay. Welcome and a huge thank you for being a part of this. The first one I have here, Christina sent me her list. Carla Lake, Mary Lemke, Faylene Mays, Donna Grushke, Becky Rower, Cindy Roundtree, Vicky Rodriguez, Lynn Beasley, Melanie Howe, Barbara Rudolph, Christina Heiser, Karen Stagg, Angelique McClendon, Shirley Malarkey, Leslie McMinn, Nicole Herrick, Sandy Coy Emery, Jeannie Gertis, Karen Woods, Nan Ryan, Linda Scott, Jennifer Summers, and Carmen Sanders. So 24 people on Christine's club rosters. Thank you all for being here. Let me just see if I can pull this up. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I can, I'm going to mute myself here so I don't have that interference. Okay, thank you. I can see your comments on my screen here even better. I invite you to go out and give us a thumbs up and like and subscribe so that you can get notifications when we go live here. Okay, my very own Canadian ladies who have joined me, I have a list of my class attendees here, and I'm going to go through them. Paula Anderson, Kathy Clark, Jen, Alexina Walsh, France Palmadon, Gail Stefan, who's here with us. Hi, Gail. Diane Gosselin, Penny Martin, Joy Gaudette, let me see, Patricia Benento, Dawn McMillan, Penny Lane, Amanda Woods, Bernice Panchishin, Kim Barraclough, Debbie Smith, Colleen Winter, Kim Campbell, Linda Budgel, Cheryl McMillan, Lynn Dralich, Linda Norman, Krista Smith, who's with us here, Marie Lefebvre, who's here with us as well, and Candace Oliver. I am so honored and excited to have you as a part of the Canadians on for this club, and I'm excited to share this fun technique with you. So I'm going to flip the camera and we'll get started here. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm seeing your comments. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Krista. Hello, Holly. Hello, Polly. It's so good to see you all. Okay, let's flip the camera. I'll point you down at my work surface and we're going to make 3 beautiful cards. And I actually am using this product, this technique on all 3 cards. So this is exciting. I love when I can show you lots of uses for a technique. All right. Hello, everybody. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Marie. Okay, here we go. We're going to flip the camera and point you down. Bear with me as I change the view to my work surface here. Okay, so there is my work surface. Now, we're going to be using a lot of the silicone mat today, and it is definitely a must-have in my craft room. When you join with the club, you will also get technique sheets. This is another perk, right? You will get sheets that are 4 by 6, and they feature what we are playing with for the technique. So you have a sample for the top part of your, I put these in a Memories and More binder. And I share with my ladies where they can get the page protectors. I think Christine does something very similar. This month, we are playing with the metallic and pearlized enamel effects. Here is a description of what we're going to be doing. And then these are some samples of those products. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to play with these. We have 2 packages of these in the catalog. In case you've missed them, you can check it out and grab these. These are awesome accents to your scrapbooking, card making, whatever it is you do with paper crafting, and they're good size bottles, right? So you get a lot of product. You're going to be able to, there's 1 fluid ounce in each bottle, and there's 2 types of this pearlized enamel effects. So we have the pearlized enamel effects basics. I'm going to open these up because we're going to be using almost all of them. The basics includes the pearlized white, the pearlized enamel effects in real red, as well as basic black. Okay, so the black. So that's the 3 for our pearlized enamel effects basics. I'm just going to put them off to the side here. And then we also have the metallic enamel effects. I got them in the same. I have had multiple packages of these. Pearlized. Oh, my apologies. Okay, so that's the pearlized. Then we have metallic. So there's 2 types. There's pearlized, which I just showed you, the 3 colors, white, red, and black. And then we have metallic, right? Because you guys all know it's all about the metallic, whether you're doing metallic heat embossing. The metallics are very vibrant. So we have gold, copper, and silver. Okay. So, oh, that's interesting. I didn't notice that. This one has gold on the outside. This has a label of gold. Okay, so it is gold, copper, and silver. Let me check my other packaging. That's really strange. Okay. 3 types, gold, copper, and silver. Well, you can see that maybe the label is wrong. I'm not quite sure why that says. That's throwing me off. Gold and gold, but it is gold and copper. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to do 3 cards. Our product, I like to pick a product of the month so that you don't have to have, 5,000 stamp sets to do these cards. So I've picked a product. We're going to be using, actually, these go together very nicely. So the stamps that I'm going to use for my greetings are Unbounded Love. Okay, it is paired with the Unbounded Love dies. I have been in love with these dies since the minute they landed in my house. They are amazing for doing all of your greetings and different accents for your cards. Love, love, love them. So we're going to use that today. And we're also going to be using the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. Now, don't worry, when you join our clubs, you don't have to have these particular products, okay? If you don't have this exact flower set, perhaps you have another flower set at home that you want to use, right? So you can pull that out, and same thing for the greetings. You can use whatever greetings you have, because we do all of the prep work as much as we can. We cannot send stamped images. That's a Stampin' Up! Policy. So I'm going to get right to it and get started on these cards because I'm so excited to share this technique with you. Okay, so the first card that we're going to do is, if you've got your card packages at home, we're going to bring in the card package that has a white card. So if you're looking in your envelope here, you can take out your white one, okay? So the one with the white packaging, and we're going to open that up, and we've got die cut pieces for you in here, all of your stuff that you're going to need to make this card. We've got our glimmer paper. This is our in color glimmer paper. Now, if some of these little pieces didn't pop out when they were die cut, you can just go ahead and grab, take your pick tool or whatever and just kind of help get those little bits out. I appreciate my helpers, my die cutters for all the work that they do, but sometimes these just do not naturally fall out, but just a gentle nudge here and they will fall out. So I'm just getting that done here. Okay, so this one is our peach pie glimmer paper, one of my wonderful favorite colors. I love the peach pie color. Actually, I love all of the new in colors. So we're going to use this one, and I also have 3 of the gems, the in color gems here, the dots, and you're going to have a label that was cut for you using the Unbounded Love dies. Now, the kit that I just opened, I have my flowers already cut out, but you're going to have a scrap piece of white. So this is where you're going to use your very own flowers, whatever it is you have in your collection that you've chosen to use. So I'm just going to use the die cuts that I have here, but keep in mind, you can use whatever you have at home. We have a piece of, my gosh, I was going to call it copper clay. It is not copper clay. That is pebbled path. Oh my goodness. All right, I need more coffee this morning. I'm going to put these pieces on my silicone mat so I don't lose them. We're going to do some stamping on them. The first thing we're going to do, let me show you the card, what it looks like. So this is the card we're going to be making. We're using the peach pie background. We're going to do some tone on tone stamping in the background. And then I'm going to show you this technique. I don't know if I hold it on an angle, you'll be able to see the shine on these flowers. There, you can see it right there. The shine on those flowers. So you're going to be able to use the metallic embossing pearlized enamel effects. Sorry, not the pearlized, the metallic enamel effects. Okay, so we've got right here the gold, silver, and copper. We're going to use those to add color and texture to our stamped images. So that's what we're doing on this card. And there's a look at the inside. May all your wishes come true. Love, love, love those greetings. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing, let's layer up our front part. So we've got peach pie here. We're going to do a little peach pie on peach pie stamping. So from the Flowers of Beauty, we're going to use the detailed die, this one right here. So this is a 2-step stamp, so you can do your background and your detail over top. So for this one, we're just going to grab the detailed one, which is this one right here. I'm going to grab my block and get that all set up here and get all straight. Okay, so there's my stamp on the block. We're going to grab peach pie and we'll get that inked up. All right, so it's a big stamp. So you can take the ink pad in your hand and you can tap it from the top. Just tap, 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 and just get nice even coverage. I like doing this way to ink it up from the top so that you can take a peek and have a look. Hi, Mary Lemke. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Hi, Lisa from Wisconsin. Hi, Hildy. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so we're going to stamp this just kind of like diagonally across this piece of peach pie. And then I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to stamp it again in the other direction like that. So we actually get like a 2-tone effect here. Okay, so there's that. We're going to put that onto our card. We've got a thick basic white card base. We're going to put that right down here like so, just like that. And I'm going to be putting this off kilter. Hi, Alexina. Thank you for joining us. We're going to put this a little off kilter, which is not my norm. I don't typically like to do that, but I'm trying to step outside my comfort zone a little bit and put things on an angle like this. There we go. Anything goes, right? Okay, so we've got that. Then we're going to take a piece of our designer series paper. This you may recognize. This was in the mini catalog, the previous mini catalog. and it carried over into the annual catalog. So if you didn't realize that, surprise, it's another piece of designer series paper that from Nature's Sweetness specialty paper. That's where it's coming from. I just had to look up on my notes there what the name of it was. So it's Nature's Sweetness. It has Pebbled Path, Pecan Pie, and a whole bunch of specialty. It's called specialty because it has that beautiful gold shine on there. So we're going to put that across the middle of the card like so. There we go. So that's our background. So we're just kind of building up the background here. Now this sprig, this beautiful big sprig, we're going to put that on top of this designer series paper. And you really don't need a lot of glue. We're just going to get our glue flowing here, and I'm going to put glue on the thick parts of this die, just like so. Okay, so then maybe a couple little dots up here, and that's going to be plenty to just hold that in place, because as you can see from my sample, I'll just put that off to the side here, up here. It's going to be covered up anyway, so it's going to be well anchored down with the other parts of the card. So we're going to put that like that. And then we're just going to set that off to the side. Our inside piece, let's work on that for a minute here. So we've got a piece of Pebbled Path for the inside, and then we have another layer of white that's going to go over top. But before we glue them together, we're going to just do our stamping, because if I make a mistake with my stamping, here's the inside, what I'm going to be doing. I can flip it over, but once it's glued together, you're done, right? It's game over. So always stamp before you glue. Okay, so now what we're going to do is that same stamp, we're going to ink it up again with Peach Pie. So let's do that. We're going to ink it up with Peach Pie, and then we're going to do another, oh, actually, no, I'm sorry, not this one. We're going to clean that off. Let's get my chamois and clean that. Let me grab my chamois, because this one we're doing two-step stamping, but we're doing the Pebbled Path and the Peach Pie. But the Peach Pie is going to be my background, not the top part. So we're just going to take this off of the block for a second and grab the other one. Hello, Marjan from the Netherlands. Thank you for being here. Okay, so we're just going to grab the other die, the coordinating die, stamp. We're going to grab this one, and we're going to stamp that using Peach Pie. Okay, so now we've got the right one. We're going to just grab my Peach Pie ink here, and here we go. Ink that up, and then we'll come in and just stamp that on an angle from the bottom here, like that. And then we're going to stamp Pebbled Path. You know what? I did it wrong. I did it wrong. That's supposed to be Pebbled Path, and the inside is supposed to be Peach Pie. I got it backwards. Sometimes they look the same. Okay, let's see. You know what? Okay. It's supposed to be Pebbled Path, and I goofed it up. Okay. Pebbled Path. This is another reason why you don't stick before you stamp, right? Because if you make a boo-boo, you can just flip it over. And let's do the Pebbled Path. I've already got the right stamp on there. So let's do Pebbled Path with the outline. Okay. There's no mistakes in paper crafting, right? What is it they say? Just opportunities to embellish. Okay, we're going with that. We're going with that. Okay, so Pebbled Path for the outline. There, you can see that is clearly an outline. Okay, clean that off, and we'll get this stamp off of my block, and we'll pop this one on. And now we're going to do the Peach Pie to fill in the leaves. Okay, so it's a more solid stamp. So there we go. We've got our stamp inked up. I'm just going to hover over top. I'm just going to line up those leaves. I'm starting at the bottom and just visually checking as I'm hovering. See, we've got those lined up, and then you can just, when you're happy with how you've got it lined up, then you can just gently press down and add that nice bit of Peach Pie to the leaves like that. Okay, clean that stamp up, and then let's grab our stamp for our greeting. So this one we're going to put, may all your wishes come true. So let's grab that. May all your wishes come true. That's a lovely greeting, right? It's all we want for our loved ones. May all their wishes come true. And we're going to stamp that with Pebbled Path. And we'll stamp that in the middle right there. Love it. Okay, so now we can go ahead and add our glue and get this mounted onto our pebble path mat. Okay, so again, on basic white, you want to be very, use your liquid glue very sparingly, because you don't want that rippling to come through as it dries, right? If you use too much glue, that will happen, and you'll see little ripples through your cardstock. Hello, Vicky. Hello, hello from Arizona. Thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead now and put glue onto the pebbled path layer, and we're going to put this inside our card base. All right, now let's see what I've done. Okay, here's my card. We're going to put this in, and then we're going to do the stamping and the technique on the flowers. Okay, so this is the inside. I just went ahead and did the inside because I had that stamp in my hands, so I might as well just finished it off, right? Okay, let's move our silicone mat into the center of the screen here, and we're going to do our stamping on here. So we need the happy birthday from Unbounded Love. And let's see, what should we do? We're going to use Pebble Path again. And we're also going to stamp our flowers in Pebbled Path. So from this stamp set, the happy birthday, let's see, I've already got it on my block here. We're going to stamp that on our oval. Hello, Yvette Smith from Alaska, all the way up in Alaska. Beautiful Alaska. Thank you for being here. Okay, so there we've got our happy birthday, like that. Okay, and then we'll just put that up here. And now we're going to do our flower stamps. Now I've already die cut mine. I'm a big fan of die cutting. If I'm using photopolymer, you can get away with doing die cuts first, because that is the beauty of photopolymers. You can see right through. So we're going to need both of these stamps today. So I'm just going to pull them both out and get them on blocks, and then we will be ready to go. But now for this particular card, I do just need the outline. So we're going to use the outline, and I'll just get that one mounted and put it off to the side. So when you're looking at these flower die cuts, I'm going to position them the same orientation. And I look at my die and I'm like, okay, that has a prominent like elbow. I'm going to call that an elbow. A little point, if you will, that's sticking off to the left. So that's going to be my landmark. So then I'm going to look at my stamp and I'm like, okay, where on my stamp is that little elbow? And I'm looking down through the stamp and I can see clearly that it's over here on the left. So that's what I want to use as my marker if you're doing this. Now, you would have probably a scrap paper, scrap white, so you can do your own flower stamping. But I just want to share with you some tips here. If you do want to do this technique where you cut out your dies first, this is how you would do it. So you're just going to lay your flower on top like that. And then we're going to do another one because we have two of them. And this is easy peasy, right? So there we go. We've got our two flowers inked up with the outlines. Now we're going to add our color to the flowers. So I'm going to close my ink pads. I'm done with that one. To add color to this, we're going to use our copper and our gold metallic enamel effects. So I'm going to open both, and I'm going to just put a little dollop of the gold right there, and put my lid back on, and then I'm going to just separate these little bits. I got a little bit of room to work with, and there I've got my copper. You can tell I'm already on like my second pack of this beautiful product. I love it. I love it so, so much. Okay, so water painters, if you are into learning new techniques, these are definitely essential. You should have these in your collection. They are a set of 3. You get the 3 different tips. I'm going to use the medium tip here. And they have water in the barrel. And I get this question a lot. How do you open this? Because it's not your traditional righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's reverse. So to open this, you actually turn to the right. Okay, and then it'll open like that. You see from the top there. And this is where you pour a little bit of water from your faucet into there. And then to close this, you go lefty to tight, left to tight. So it's just the reverse of what we're used to. Now I've used mine. I've loved mine for a very long time, and they're stained a little bit red. That's normal just from our red ink. But there's no ink in here. So I'm going to squeeze the barrel. It actually says push on the sides here. And when you push there, the water will come down through the bristles and you can get it started. And oh, it looks like there's still some ink left in that brush. So what I can do now is take a baby wipe This is good. We're going to wipe that up, and I'm just going to get that extra color. I'm just going to push on the sides and get the water flowing down through the bristles and get that cleaned off. I had these soaking, but sometimes that real red ink, boy, it stays. So I'm just going to rinse and rinse and rinse here, and I don't think you're going to see that come through, but I just want to show you how I clean these. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to squeeze the barrel and get a drop or two of water onto each of these drops. And I'm going to mix that in a little bit just to make it a little bit more of a fluid consistency so that I can use it like a paint, and we're going to paint that on. So you can use it, work it off here a little bit if it's too liquidy, and you can actually add more too. If you've added too much water by accident, you can actually just add a little bit more and get it to the color, the consistency that you want. So there we go. We've got a little bit of that gold going on here. I'm going to use that to paint onto my image. Now my ink is well dry. I stamped it just a few minutes ago. So I'm just going to use this and come in here and add this beautiful gold shine to this flower. And you can come back and get some more if you want, but you want to really let that dry, and you can do multiple layers if you like. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one, and then I'm just going to wipe that off of my painter with my baby wipe. You could use paper towel, whatever it is you have, or you could use grid paper to clean it off, but just make sure you've got your gold off of there. And we're going to do the same thing with the copper. So we're coming in here, adding a little bit of water, mixing it up, making it like a little bit of a paint. And then we're going to just paint that onto the flower and make this one a copper flower. Isn't that fun? I can think of so many different stamps and different die cuts that I would like to accent with this metallic effects. So pretty. Okay, so there we go. You want to add more as it dries. You can come in and just add more like that, make it darker until you get to the shade that you want. And then you can just work that off onto your baby wipe or your paper towel. So we're going to let those dry and come back to them and then add them to the card. You could add them now because I didn't go all the way through. It's still pretty dry on the back. I'm going to add my happy birthday right here over top of my sprig with some dimensionals, some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I've got to get myself a new sheet of dimensionals here. And we'll get started here. Okay, so fresh new sheet of dimensionals. And we're going to grab a couple of those for my greeting. 1, 2, and there we go. We'll put the happy birthday to the right. And then these flowers are going to sit right beside it to the left. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my dimensionals right on here because I don't want to touch the top of these flowers. They're still wet from the enamel effects and the water mixture. So we're just going to come in here and gently pick them up and just lay them into place. So I'm going to lay that one right there just to get them onto the card. And that one is going to, let's overlap them a little bit. I don't want to touch it, so I'll just take the bottom of my painter and just tap that down. And then we'll overlap this one and tap it down. And it's overlapping with my greeting a little bit. And there, I'm just going to hold it close in the light so you can see that beautiful shine on those flowers and how that's going to dry and give me that beautiful shimmery look that I'm going for. So this is one way that you can use these shimmer effects. This is the metallic. So you can do this with silver. We have a new stamp set that I've been featuring all week. There's some bells, and I've been looking at that one thinking I could add some of the silver metallic to the silver bells and make some Christmas silver bells. So lots and lots of uses for these beautiful products. Okay, so now when you're done, the beauty of the silicone mat is you can clean this up. So I'm just going to grab my baby wipe, come in here and use a little bit of elbow grease and scrub a little bit, and you can get all of this off. You can also use your glass mat, the Glass Mat Studio. Oh, Monique says, "Hello du Quebec." Okay, hello. Hello to you too. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we're just wiping this off, and now we're good to go with another technique. But we can't forget our bling. Let's get our little dots on here. So we're gonna put a big one up here, peach pie on peach pie. We're gonna put a small one down here, and we'll put our medium one right on the greeting. You guys like this? You like that, Krista? It is pretty neat. These products are so fun to add really shiny and beautiful accents to your cards. So that's our card number 1 using the metallic enamel effects. All right, you ready? We're gonna move on to card number 2. Card number 2, we're going to bring in the one that has the summer, Summer Splash. The Summer Splash card base. So this one right here, let me take mine out of the envelope. Let me show you how beautiful this card looks. This one, and let me show you up close, because there's going to be shimmer on the edge of this one. Do you see this embossed floral piece here? This has been embossed. It's in your kit. Now we're going to add our shimmer effects. Now we're going to play with the pearlized shimmer effects. So you get the 3 colors, right? The pearlized enamel basics. We got white, red, and black. We're going to use the white for this technique. So let's grab my white pearlized. And in your kit, this is what you're going to have. You're going to have some of the beautiful iridescent striped ribbon. You're going to have a piece of the Summer Splash Glimmer. You remember on the first card, I pulled in the peach pie glimmer paper, and you get all 5 colors, of course. When you buy the glimmer paper, you're going to get a sampling, a 12 by 12 sampling of all of the glimmer papers in all of the in colors, which, by the way, they are absolutely stunning. I love Summer Splash. So I'm just helping these little bits out here. And there we go. So we've got our sprig, and we've got our bling. We've got Petunia Pop we're featuring here. You've got a die cut from the Unbounded Love dies. That's already been cut for you. And I forgot to mention, I have 1 kit left if anybody wants to join this club this month. And Christine has no kits left. But if you want to join our club in September, you can join any month you want. It is totally open. Any single month you can join. So if you want to get September's kits, I actually have a sneak peek. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll show you, not September, August. We have August next. Rose is jumping ahead. It's because I saw that catalog that's coming out yesterday, so my brain is on September already. Okay, so for this card, we're going to use Petunia Pop ink. Okay, and we're going to do some coloring using the pearlized effects as well as Petunia Pop re-inker. So let's do that first, because it's got to dry for a little bit. So we're just going to move these parts off to the side. And this piece here is we're going to apply that pearlized enamel effects with Petunia Pop re-inker. So we're going to use the silicone mat again, just to make it, actually, you know what? I'm going to do it on the glass mat and show you how easy this glass mat can be cleaned up. So I'm just so used to using my silicone mat, but the glass mat can be used for techniques as well. So let's do that. Let's use the glass mat, and I'll show you that this is a very sturdy work surface for you. Okay, so take some of your enamel effects, and we're going to put a dollop in the middle here, just like that. Can you guys see that? It's just a little blob of the metallic, or the pearlized metallic effects. So I'm just going to wipe off the tip here, put my lid back on. Okay, so I've got a good little blob there, my little bling, make sure I don't lose those. Now I'm going to take my re-inker, and we're going to come in here, and we're going to add, I'm going to add 4 drops and see how this looks. Okay, so there we've got that. Then we're going to use the palette knife from we have these palette knives, and I don't have the other ones. Do I have the other ones with me? There's a bunch of them. Let me see what I did with the entire package, because you get different, I think they're in my other room, but I'm going to use this one, and then I'm just using it as a mixing tool. Okay, so we're just going to mix up this, and just get in here and mix like this. Mix and mix until you get a nice consistency going here. Okay, so this is the pearlized enamel effects. All right, so when you get it mixed up, you can just leave your palette knife right there. And I have a piece of sponge. Now, we don't sell sponges anymore, but you can actually get sponge daubers. You could use a sponge dauber for this, but this is just, you can get these at the dollar store, Canadian Tire, the grocery store, wherever you shop. You can find any kind of sponge and just cut a little tiny wedge. You can even staple a piece of cardstock if you're using this for ink, but I'm going to be using this one just for this process. So I've got a little piece here. And we're going to just take our sponge and we're going to dip into that, what we just created, and we're going to gently rub this all over our embossed piece here. So just gently rub it, and you can see those flowers are coming to life, right, with this effect. So just come in here, and this is just 4 drops of our inker. I'm just going to take my palette knife and hold that down so I don't have to put my finger on it, and finish this off on the other end. And I'm really happy with that color. Now you could come in and add more color if you wanted to, but depending on how many drops of re-inker you add to your project, it'll show how dark it is, right? So again, I think this can be used for all kinds of different things. So I smudged it, I was brushing it back and forth. Now, if you take it, you can actually, it looks like I can add a little bit of extra if you want to add a little bit of darker petunia pop. Isn't that fun? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna hold that close so you can take a look. This is what it looks like when it's wet, and it will dry and it'll still have that pearlized look. Like here's my completed sample. So it will dry and it'll fade a little bit, but not too much. I've done this one a couple of months ago, but maybe I didn't add as many drops, but I'm really liking this one on the left here with the petunia pop that I just did. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, first and foremost, let's clean up our palette knife first. Get that off of the palette knife and scrub. Got to clean it up. And there's my little sponge. Now I'm going to take my baby wipe and come in here, and you can see, look how easy this is. I actually think it's even easier to clean it off the glass mat than it is to clean it off of the silicone mat, right? Because the glass mat is like, it's so sturdy. I am completely impressed. Okay, so just coming in with another baby wipe here, making sure this is all clean. And my palette knife is clean. Okay, now we're good to move on to the rest of the card. Let's set that aside. Now go back to our pieces here. So we're going to do our stamping on here. I do want to bring back my silicone mat for this part because I love to use the silicone mat as a background so that visually I can see where I'm stamping. So on this card, we're going to stamp the outline of the flower and the Just For You. We're going to fit both of them onto this label. So from the Unbounded Love stamps, we're going to grab Just For You. Just For You, this one right here. And then I already have the outline of my flower here, and it's got some pebble path. I'm just going to wipe that off with my baby wipe. Okay, so we're just going to use the same color. We're going to use Petunia Pop. Let's close that ink pad. So Petunia Pop, and it's totally up to you what you do first. I'm going to do my Just For You because, in my opinion, the greeting is the most important part. So I'm just going to put that to the right. And then I'm going to just stamp the flower on the side. So easy. Just come on in here. You can see exactly where you're stamping, and boom, we've got our front focal point ready to go. All right, so now this can sit here. We're going to, what are we going to do now? We're going to stamp that sprig again. And this time I want the detailed one. So in the background, we've got it stamped with Summer Splash. And then the inside is also stamped with Summer Splash. And we've got a greeting for the inside as well. So let's grab this outline stamp. And we're going to stamp the inside pieces. So let's put the right one on my block. I'm going to do it the same as my sample here. Make sure it's clean. All right, so we're going to stamp that with Summer Splash. I love this green. It is such a pretty green. Okay, so we're going to stamp on one of the pieces. So you're going to have 2 pieces of basic white that are the same size, 4 by 5 1/4, one for the inside and one for the front. Now this one, I got a little bit of ink on it, so I'm going to flip it over. and we're going to stamp this one. Remember, you have to accommodate for the width of your decorative piece, so just kind of be mindful of that. So we're going to stamp our ink up our stamp with Summer Splash. Okay, and we're going to stamp that kind of really over to the right here, like that. I got a lot of extra ink on, whew, and I didn't rock it. See that? I got way too much ink on here. Okay, that's okay though. We're okay. And then now what we can do is we're going to bring in the sprig. I call it a sprig. We're going to just add our glue, add some dabs of glue. And I think my glue is running out. Let's see. Do I have a little dried up piece on the end? Okay, let's get this going here. Ah, there we go. Okay, so just come in here. I'm just dabbing on the back of this glimmer sprig with my liquid glue. And then I'm going to add that. Let's see. Grab my take your pick tool. It helps me to pick things up. Okay, what we're going to do is bring this in. I think it's, yes, it's dry. It's dry already. It's so dry here in Alberta. I'm going to put my glue on my piece, and then I'm going to put my shimmer effects piece on the edge. So pretty. I can imagine doing this in all kinds of different colors. So pretty. Okay, so there we go. Tap that down, let it dry, and then we can go ahead and put our sprig. Oh, I'm putting the wrong lid on my glue. Okay, let's do that. Let's put the right lid on my glue. Okay, so now we're going to put the sprig on the front. This glimmer paper is so stunning. It adds such nice shimmer to your projects. So we'll put that right next to the stamped sprig. Tap it down so you don't smush your glue everywhere. And if you do get a little glue, just go ahead and grab it with your fingers and put it on your silicone mat. Okay, so there's our front of our card. So we can go ahead and put that down onto the card front. Get that done. Flip it over and get the glue flowing again. There we go. Okay, so bringing back my Summer Splash card base, we're going to put this on the front like so. There we go. And then now we have to decorate up our label with the ribbon. So the ribbon's going to go on the back of that. So this is our iridescent striped ribbon. We're going to put that on the back. And what I like to do is use a little bit of tear and tape. So grab yourself a strip of tear and tape or whatever it is you have at home that you could make this sticky so that you can put that ribbon the way you want it. So you could put glue dots there if you'd like. We're basically going to take the ribbon and fold it in half like that. So you get a little loop on the end, and you can lay that, okay, so just for you. So I'm going to lay this down so it's sticking off of the tag a little bit, and then gently lay down your ribbon so that you get the tails coming out the other end like that. Let's see, let's pick this up. There we can see, oh, I did it backwards. Duh. But that's the beauty of this. That is the beauty of using the tear and tape, is you can lift it up and fix it. So if you do it backwards, no big deal. Okay, so there. Let's just double check and make sure it's the way I want it. I want the loop on the right-hand side and the two tails coming out the left. There we go. So now you can come in with another piece of tear and tape and make sure that's anchored down good. Okay, so I'm just going to put one like right like that. And now we can add our dimensionals to the background. And my dimensionals, you can add, I like to add a lot of dimensionals just to make sure that it stays the way I created the card and it doesn't get all squished in the mail. And the recipient will arrive to the recipient the way I wanted it to look. Okay, so peeling off these backings here. Okay, one more. And then we can trim. We're going to hold this. Oh, one dimensional came off. It's because I'm trying to stick it to that tear and tape, I think. Okay, let's trim that guy 'cause it wants to stick out. And then we're going to trim our ribbon. I'm going to trim, let's do like just a tiny, I'm just going to banner cut them. Just angle cut the ribbon a little bit. There. Okay, so now that's ready for my card front. I'm going to place that right here like that. And then we'll go ahead and embellish with these little dots here. You should have 3 of them. Check your envelope. They sometimes go down into the little corners of your envelopes. And add these beautiful little in color dots in Petunia Pop like that. There we go. So there's the card front. Now the inside, you're a blessing. So let's do the stamping for the inside. So there's my white for the inside. And I'm just going to grab a baby wipe here. Actually, let's grab my chamois. We'll clean up that stamp and the block because I made a big mess on my block. And we'll get our other stamp. Whoops. Oh, squeaky sounds. So let's grab the other sprig and we'll add that one to the inside. There we go. And we're going to stamp your true blessing. You are a true blessing. Okay. So we'll do this one first. Got my Summer Splash already opened up here. So we'll ink that up with Summer Splash. Tap gently. So I think I tapped a little too hard and I got all that ink on the edges. Sometimes it's hard not to get ink on the edges of your block. But okay, I think we're good. We're going to stamp this one down in the corner like so. There we go. So we've got that beautiful Summer Splash carried into the inside of our card. And then Your True Blessing. Let's grab that one from here. Your True Blessing. That's Best of Luck. Sometimes it's the hardest part of doing this is finding the stamp set. The stamps. Okay, so there's Your True Blessing. We'll get another little block and pick that up. We're going to stamp that one with Petunia Pop. You like this one, Krista? I like this one too. I think I'm going to be using that enamel effects a lot. Now that I know how to use it and I've been playing with it, I've fallen in love with it. Okay, Your True Blessing. All right, so let's flip it over. Let's get our glue on the back. And if you're in mine and Christine's Technique Club and you're watching the replay, I hope you're having a blast making this card. This video is here on YouTube. You can, once you have your kits in hand, you got all your supplies, you have your PDF that I'm going to be sending you, you'll be able to get all your supplies in order and you can sit down and make this card at your own leisure, right? You can pause, fast forward, rewind the video. And that is the whole point of the Technique Club, right? To be able to give you lots of options and lots of ideas using these different techniques. Okay, so that was card number 2. Now we're moving on to card number 3, which is a fun fold. I love my fun folds. And this one is no different. This is a very unique little card. And let's see. So the final card is on Pretty and Pink. Check it out. Look at this one. I did case this card and I can't remember. Did I write it down? I didn't write it down. And it has escaped me. I did case this one from fellow demonstrator and it is, I think it might be Deborah Harrison. I think it might be Deborah Harrison. I will find out who exactly it was, but I loved it so much. I thought, oh my goodness, we have to do this one. Okay, so it opens like this, and then it opens like this. Isn't that fun? Hi, Lynn Beasley. Hi, Vicki Akins. Thank you so much. So we've got our stamping like this, folds together, and then the greeting just goes right back into the window. Now that window was made with the modern oval punch. I love that punch, and I'm so excited that it carried over to the new catalog so we can actually continue to use it and promote it. I love it. Okay, so in your card base, in your card package, you're going to have a Pretty and Pink card layer. And you're going to have your white piece like this with the score lines. So you're going to want to reinforce the score lines to make like a Z fold like this. Okay, so that's going to be the inside of our card. But let's work on the front of the card first. So we'll put all of our little pieces off to the side here. And we're going to glue down the designer series paper. And we've positioned this so it fits right on top like that. Okay, so all you have to do is put your glue on your designer series paper and layer that right over top so you can see through the window. Okay, so here we go. We're just going ahead and lining up the oval. And then these strips of petunia pop are going to go on top and bottom. So then you can just grab your liquid glue, do a little thin line at the top and a thin line at the bottom, like that. And then you can come in here and place these strips right over top. And all of this is included in your kit, all pre-cut. You can just open it up. And how easy and quick will these cards come together, right? With everything pre-cut for you. That is a big perk of being in this club. You can just go ahead and have a really fun experience without having to find measurements and cut your own pieces. It's all cut for you, my friends. Okay, we're going to put this off to the side for a second. We're going to do some stamping. So at this point, you can bring in whatever flowers you're using. I'm going to be using the same flowers that we used on the other card because we're playing with Flowers of Beauty. So this one, the Flowers of Beauty, it's two-step. I just want to show you the stamp set again. We've got two-step with the big flowers, two-step with the small flowers. We've got two-step with the leaves. And by two-step, it's not a dance. Well, it kind of is, I guess. It's a dance with stamps, right? So you stamp the outline, and then you can color in the leaves with the other stamp. That's what two-step means. And same thing for the big sprig, same thing for these flowers. Every single part of this stamp set is a two-step stamp. Even this one, you've got your inside piece, right, for the inside of the flowers. So such a fun stamp set. All right, so we're not going to be, we are going to be using that sprig. I forgot on the inside. Let's focus on these flowers. I've got my outline here. And now I've got to get my solid one, which I already have on a block here. Okay. So we're going to stamp the outline with Petunia Pop, and then we're going to stamp the inside with Pretty in Pink. All right, so let's grab both of those colors. And boy, I need to do like a 10-second tidy here. I'm making a mess. Anybody else have a messy desk when they craft? Things get everywhere. And I like to clean up between projects, but sometimes I get really excited to see the final product and I end up making a big mess. Okay, so I've got my flowers here on my silicone mat, and remember how I was talking about the landmark? And I'm calling this little point over here like the elbow of the card. So we're going to use that landmark again with the outline. So let's bring in Petunia Pop, and we'll stamp the outline on both. Oh, and there's another flower. Where did I put that other one? There's another die cut. Is it underneath? Oh, it's right here. It's right here. So we're going to be doing the small flower too. So I might as well get that one ready. So we're doing, let me bring the card in and show you what we're doing here. This little flower right here. And so it's totally up to you. Whatever you have in your collection, you can use your scrap white paper to now stamp your flowers, die cut them out. We did send you this sprig. Okay, so this one here, we're going to be using the pearlized enamel effects on it. That's the technique. Remember I told you we're going to be using this technique on all three cards. Now, when I teach the technique class every month, I don't typically do the technique on all three cards, but I got real excited about these cards, and I was figuring out as I went that I could use all of the enamel effects, and I was really, really excited about that. So that's why this month we're using all of the products on all of the cards because they are so versatile. So as I'm chatting with you, I'm just helping these little bits pop out here of this die cut. You know, I have some amazing helpers that help me die cut these, and if I were to ask them to poke out all these little bits for every single person in the club, it would take them forever. So we trust that you guys are okay getting out your little bits there, and you appreciate getting the die cut. So Hopefully that's okay. All right, so now let's do our stamping and then I'm going to show you the technique on this card. Okay, so we're going to do, oh, sorry guys, I got to grab my flower, my other flower. So remember I was telling you we're doing the small flower as well. So let's grab both of those and get them ready. I like to be prepared before I start stamping, and then it just makes it go so much easier and so much smoother. Okay, so we'll get the outline on there, and let's see, we'll get this one right here, the inside piece. So the outline is going to be stamped with Petunia Pop. Let's go ahead and do that. So my big flower up here, trying not to put my head in the camera, we're going to stamp like so. Okay, there's one. And then the second one, finding that little elbow, that's just my word. I just call it an elbow so that I remember. Okay, woo, there we go. We've got the outlines done. Now this one down here, it's not a symmetrical flower, but once you get your ink on your block and you come down here and you hover over, you'll see that there is a definite landmark to this one too. Okay, this bottom petal down here, you see how it's kind of flattened out? The flower's kind of flattened out at the bottom. That's what I'm looking for when I'm looking down through my stamp. I'm trying to line up the flat part of the stamp with the flat part of the die cut. So I just want to share that little tip with you. Okay. So we're going to bring in Pretty Pink now. We're going to color these in with the stamps. So two-step stamping is a way to color in your stamps without actually coloring, right? So let's grab this one and I'm going to turn it and see. I think this is the right way. All right, so let's pop in here and color that guy in. There we go. And we'll do the same thing with the other flower right here. Same thing, it has an elbow. It has that little prominent elbow part sticking out. So we're going to line that up and stamp. There we go. And we'll do the second one. And there we are. We got our flowers done. So then you've got an oval piece here. This is for your front greeting. And now for this one, we're going to stamp, "May all your wishes come true." So let's grab that one and we're going to stamp that using Petunia Pop. So I want to clean this because it has some leftover ink on it. And we're going to stamp Petunia Pop on our oval punch. Right here, right in the middle. Boom, like that. So our other stamping that we need to do for this card is on the white part. So this is the inside of the card. Let me bring back my sample and show you. So we've got, oh, I've got another flower to do on in here too. So on the inside, "You are loved, friend." And then we've got some florals on the inside here, okay? So let's bring that in and we'll do all of the stamping and then we'll put this together. Okay, I'll just move my silicone mat off to the side and we'll bring this piece in. You can go ahead and burnish. Oh, I just got my fingerprint on there. Oh, I wonder if I can fold that back. Oh, good catch. Good catch, Rose. I reverse folded it, so now that ink is actually going to be on the inside of my card. That is really, that's a cheater way of doing things. Okay, but it works. Okay, so I need the stamp that says, "You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved." Okay, this one. "You are loved," and then the single word "friend" up here. "You are loved, friend." And I think that's it. I don't think I need anything else for a block. So let's see. You can actually position your stamps right on top of your card like this. And you can pick them up with one block if you didn't want to do them separately. So let's see if I can get that to work. So I'm laying them like that. And then I'm going to grab a bigger block. And we're going to pick them both up and see how that goes. Okay, and we're going to stamp that with Petunia Pop. Again, Petunia Pop, love the petunia. And stamp that right here. Oh, I didn't press hard enough. What happened there? Okay, you know what? We're going to go with it. I'm going to cover that with something. We can fix anything. There's no problems with stamping, right? You can fix anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my scrap bin. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to stamp on some scrap paper, and I'm going to punch it out with the same oval, and that way it'll all be coordinating. But I'm not quite sure why that. I think they're touching. They are touching. That's why. This one here is touching too much. Okay. Let's stamp that on my scrap paper. Yes. Okay. Awesome. I think I've got a hack. I think I fixed this. Let me grab my oval, my modern oval punch. And we'll punch this out, and we're going to use that. We're going to cover up my boo-boo. There's a way to fix everything, right? There's a way to fix everything. So then we don't end up wasting this big piece of white cardstock. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. Glue it right on top. I've got a nice layer. Okay, all right, onward we go. Okay, so now we're going to do the sprigs right here. So we need the outline in Petunia Pop. So let's grab my cleaner, my chamois. Am I still alive? Are you guys still able to see me? I hope so. I can see on my computer. It looks like I'm still alive, but I don't know. Maybe something happened. I hope it didn't. I hope. Give me a thumbs up or a comment here and let me know if you can see me okay. You're still live. Okay, thank you, Krista. All right, so we're going to do the outline in Petunia Pop first. And we're going to stamp that right here on this panel. Sherry says, I see you. Yay, thank you so much, Sherry. Okay, so there we've got the outline. Going to clean that. We're going to put that back in the case now. We're done with it. And we're going to grab the inside part, and we're going to stamp that in Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink. And we're going to hover over, get those leaves to line up, and then gently press down. Boom. There we go. We've got Pretty in Pink and Petunia Pop together. Give that a clean on my chamois over here. And then pull that off the block. We're done with it. Put it back. And one more flower is this one right here, the little guy. We're going to stamp that one on this outside panel. And then the inside is going to go right here, right over top with Pretty in Pink. All right, done. Okay, so now we're going to put this together. So let's bring back our card base. This is the inside, so it folds like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to add this to the whole entire piece to the middle. So I'm going to flip it over. I've got it folded in its folded position. I'm going to grab my glue, come in here and put my glue on the back side of this basic white layer. And this is going to go like so, like that. And press that down. So we still got our flap here, and we've got the front. Now we're going to do the fun part. We're going to put the greeting into this open area. But the most important thing to remember is in this front area, we only want to put glue on this half circle right here. So we're just going to put our glue right there. So I'm going to take my liquid glue and come in here and put it like that. Can you guys see that? Okay. So now we're going to take the modern oval punch and lay it into this little opening. Press it down like that. And it's going to adhere to the glue that we just applied. And there we go. We've got that. Now make sure it's straight. I think mine is a little bit crooked. You get a little bit of wiggle room with your white glue, but that's about it. Okay, so there we've got that. Now we get to do the fun part. So here's how it's going to open and close. Let's do the fun part. Let's bring in the pearlized enamel effects, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So our flowers are going to sit on the front of our card like this. Okay, so you want to be strategic when you place your flowers. You don't want them into the window, obstructing your greeting or anything like that. But I do want them to overlap a little bit, right? So we're going to just put them on with a single dimensional. So I'm just going to grab a dimensional for each one. And where, Uela, my dimensionals have gone. Okay, here they are. Here they are. They were under my chamois. Okay, so we're going to need 3 dimensionals for these flowers. So we're just going to come in here. And what I'm going to do actually is put them around the window. It's coming back to me now. I forgot how I made this card. So we're going to put them close to the window so I know that I'm not going to glue my window shut, right? Thank you, Krista. I'm so happy you like this card. I don't want to glue my windows shut. So I'm just going to take this flower. I'm going to come over here and put it right there. And then I'll take my other flower, come here, making sure I'm not covering up my greeting. And then now we're gonna leave this flower for a second. We're just gonna put the dimensional on it. Just get that done. And one of my pearls wants to leave. So in your kit, you will have these pearls, shimmer pearls. Now you can use those, but I'm going to show you something else we can do with our pearlized enamel effects. So we're going to use the pearlized, the white one, the white color. Now you get white, red, and black in this one. So I'm going to put a piece, a little dabble, a little daub, if you will, on my silicone mat. I could have done that I should have done it on the glass mat, but it's already there now. So with that, we're going to use it with water, okay? So I'm going to use my little painter, the tiny one, and you can't wait to go make your cards. Yay, Krista, thank you so much. I'm so excited for you. We're coming in here and we're just making this diluted out a little bit, and we're going to apply this to our die cut. We're making it like a mother of pearl. It's going to be shiny and mother of pearly. You could add more color to it like we did on the other card, but I'm just leaving mine white just to add a really nice subtle pop of shine. So let me hold that up so you can see it's adding the shine to that die cut. Can you see that? It's really pretty. And so it will take a little bit to dry, but we can go ahead and let's see if I can still get that onto the card base. I'm feeling a little bit like this is going to work. So I'm going to put this in the background, and then I'm going to layer that little flower over top. So I'm just coming around with my glue. Once you get it on the card, you can actually add a little more of your pearlized effects too, if you want to. It depends on how much you want to put on there. So I'm going to lift these flowers because remember I just attached them with one dimensional. So we got a little bit of room to slip this little sprig down there. Now it's crucial that you not make your card wider than 5.5 inches, right? So that might be a little bit of a problem here. Might need to snip mine. But when you go to put yours on, make sure, I've got a little issue here because mine's a little bit, oh, maybe I can make it work. Okay, let's coerce it back. They should be really, maybe what you should do, I think that's probably how I created mine, is I put this down first, right, on my sample, put it down first, and then put your flowers over top, okay? And then this little flower is going to go on the front. So this is another way to use the pearlized shimmer effects. Okay, so I'll clean that up in a second. Now, if you want to go ahead and use your pearls, you can, but I want to show you on my sample card what I've done here. I took my pearlized enamel effects and I used the dropper bottle and I did these little dots. Now they look like pearls, but they're not. They're actually from the bottle. So I want to show you on the video here how I did this. Now, if you have this product, well, if you want to do your cards like me, you're going to have this product, right? But if you want to make your cards quickly, you can go ahead and use the pearls that we've given you, or you can do what I'm doing here right now, which is just putting these little dots, and it's so fun to add those, and you can make them as thick as you want. Keep in mind that the thicker you make them, the longer you're going to have to let that dry. So this is what it looks like wet, and this is what it looks like dry. So you can use them as embellishments. You can use them as like a paint to add shimmer. Let's bring back the other cards. You can use them to with a sponge and re-inker of your choice to make a really beautiful shimmer layer on your card projects or your scrapbook pages. And you can also mix them with water. This is the copper and the gold to make a shimmer paint to paint over your stamped images. There we have it, my friends. 3 beautiful cards using the Unbounded Love Suite and the amazing products called Metallic Basics. We have 2 kinds of shimmer effects. We have the metallic and we have the pearlized, okay? So you can get either or both of these. They're sold in packages of 3, and they're so useful and so fun to use with all of your stamping projects. So I had a blast playing with these products. And oh, thank you, Gail. Thank you, Monique, so much. I'm so happy you like these. I had so much fun showing you how to do these today. And thank you, Lynn. Appreciate that. Let me just flip you back around. Sorry. Bear with me as I tilt my camera. This was a fun class. I love these products. There's so many techniques you can do with Stampin' Up! Products, and it is such a blast to teach this class every month. Christine and I are really hoping that you will join us, and if you've had fun, take your cards and share them with your friends and invite them along, because it is so much more fun to do things with a friend. We'd love to have you join our club. Now, oh, I meant to share with you. Let me give you a little sneak peek of what we are doing next month. Next month, we are going to be playing with the Friends for Life stamps and the Full of Life bundle. And we have 3 beautiful cards. We are going to be featuring the salted background technique, okay? So I'll show you that technique next month. You'll have to tune in. This is the card kit that the cards that we are preparing right now. Now, what happened to my inside of this one? Okay, I'll have to find it. This is the fun technique we're going to be doing. Do you see that background? We're going to be playing with this next month. You're going to get all the pieces here. So you will need the Friends for Life stamp set to be able to complete them like this. The second card is this gorgeous one for Happy Birthday Friend. And we've got the inside here, so beautiful. And then we have, of course, a fun fold. We don't always do a fun fold, but I love my fun folds. So I designed these cards and I could not wait to share with you this one that folds like that. So we'll be doing that one next month. So 3 beautiful cards. I'm going to share with you how to do the salted background technique. It's a fun technique that you do with watercolor, on watercolor paper and salt. So I hope you'll join us. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your day. If you have had any questions about the Technique Club or any of our classes, please leave your comments below. And Christine and I will be watching and we will get back to you. Have a great day and we'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.